A couple quick notes about the show, season 16. This is Shamia's show. In case anybody was wondering, this is Shamia's show. Portia seems jealous of this being Shamia's show. I feel like that's going to get explored more throughout the season. Drew is still dumb, and Kelly did way too much. Oh, I don't like Kelly at all. At all. What's up, everybody? Welcome and welcome back to the channel. I'm Tammy. This is Tammy Talks. We are here to talk The Real Housewives of Atlanta, season 16, episode 1. This is the Sweet 16 season, y'all. We got a practically brand new cast. I think it was a really strong opener. I enjoyed it. I was entertained all 1 hour and 15 minutes of it. But before we get started, if you guys are brand new to the channel, do me a favor, hit that subscribe button, like the video, and then leave your comments down below. Let's talk about everything that happened, all right? So, this season, we know that there were a lot of shakeups, all right? Once again, Sheree was let go. Candy is gone. What's her name? Marlo is gone. I can't think of anybody's name from last season. Candy's gone. Marlo is gone. Sheree is gone. That other girl is gone. The runner. She's a runner. She's a track star. Sanya Richards Ross is gone. So we have a brand new cast, brand new crew. So these are the ladies now. So going from the side, we have a number of new ladies, which is okay. Most of them are, but that's okay. So starting from the left to the right, I believe that is Brittany that is standing up. Sitting down is Angela. Then we have Porsha. Then we have Shamia. Then we have Drew, and then we have Kelly. So Angela was okay. I don't mind Angela. She reminds me of Lisa Wu, to be honest. So we have Angela. Britt is okay. A little shady, but she's okay. I don't like Kelly's ass at all. Kelly did way too much this episode. I don't know if that's Kelly's personality because I'm not familiar with her, but not a fan. Not a fan. So let's talk about the episode, y'all. So it starts off with amazing opening production. I loved it. They put some money into the Sweet 16 season. So we have the ladies. They're all kind of introducing themselves. We see their names are at like a perspective slant behind them. The production value is just top tier, okay? But I do not like the confessionals. I know that this is how I believe Dubai does their confessionals, where it's more of a full body shot. It looks awkward because they're set to the side. I'm not a fan of that, but everything else looks absolutely great. So we start off with Shamia. So Shamia is walking through this mansion of a house, okay? Gorgeous. That house is beautiful. She said that her $9 million house was the second largest sale in the state of Georgia that year. Okay. So she said that she is more than Portia's sidekick and it is her birthday. So the theme of this episode is Shamia's birthday. So it's her birthday. So she's going to be having a birthday party at her house, which is the first party that she's having at her new house. So she likes to think of herself as the female Jamie Foxx. She says she is a quadruple threat. So she's an actress, a singer, a dancer, and a host. So she has two daughters. I think one is 4. And then the youngest, who is a little over a year, was born prematurely. So she's had a number of surgeries. She's had some health complications. But, in lieu of that, she still wants to continue to grow her family. And I think she used a surrogate for the youngest baby, Shiloh. So she's been married for 10 years. Um, she gives this long story about how she knows her husband, how she met her husband. Long story short, she met this man, didn't know what was wrong with him because he seemed like a really good guy. He didn't have kids. And then she like blew up his bathroom. And the next time she came back, he had wipes for her. So cool. So we see her take an elevator up to her bedroom to take an elevator up to her closet. I said, oh my God. I like Shamia. She lets us know how she knows all the ladies, how she knows them, how long she's known them, and they said that she is the glue of the friend group. I said, okay, so this is Shamia's show. Cool. So we panned over to Drew Sidora, okay? Drew is outside playing with her children before coming in and letting us know that she is still going through this divorce from Mr. Ralph, okay? So it's been going on for a little over a year. We haven't heard any movement about it. Personally, I think that Drew is still going through this divorce as a bit of a storyline, but that's just me. So we see Kenya and Brooklyn come over, and the girls are gonna go and they're gonna play Barbie upstairs so that their mothers can be messy. All right. So we find out that Ralph now lives in the basement. He has been court ordered to the basement. He has his own separate entrance. Drew is not allowed to go down there, and she has to leave the house every first, third, and fifth weekend. Why? So that he can. Okay. Okay. Cool. I guess so that he can entertain or maybe he can have time with the kids. So, like, Drew, where do you go every other weekend? That is weird. That's weird. So they can only communicate through the app, which is court ordered. The judge can see everything. She said that Ralph likes to be like an asshole in there, which obviously he does. And Drew is refraining from, giving him a bunch of middle finger emojis because the court can see it. The judge can see it is being tracked. She didn't say what was the holdup with the divorce. She didn't say how much time she had left with the divorce, just that they are going through it. I Drew. So we find out that Drew is going to be opening up for Tank on his tour. She has some new music. Kenya was like, "Oh, cool, that's awesome." So Drew was like, um, I guess Tank is not from Chicago. Tank is from Milwaukee, but he moved to DC, and so he claims DC. But I forgot how he started talking about Chicago and Detroit. And Kenya was like, "Well, I'm from Detroit, so that's all, whatever." And I think Kenya was trying to say, like, that's all Midwest, same vibe. And Drew was like, "Dennis is from Detroit too." Kenya said, "Dennis who?" Dennis who? And Portia's Dennis. He's been helping me with my music. Kenya's face, Kenya was like, "How does Portia feel about this?" I think Portia's feel fine about that. I think Portia's okay with it. I said, "Do you? You think Portia's okay with it, or Portia's okay with it?" So Kenya said, "Well, if Dennis is so into music and this is his passion, why hasn't he helped Portia? Portia tried to do music a while ago." We get a snippet of her little song, and Drew was like, I don't know, maybe he wasn't doing it back then. But if music is his heart, Drew, you moving funny. It's episode 1, and you already done found yourself in some shit. But Drew said that Dennis has been her angel on earth and her saving grace. I said, "Wow, Drew. Oh God, Drew." So then we meet Kelli. Okay. So Kelli is a single mother of 4 daughters. She has a daughter that is 17, one that is 11 years old, and twin 8-year-olds. So she is going through a divorce. They got this man's face blurred out, so clearly gag order or to something. Something is going on where she can't say that man's name and we won't see no old pictures. So they were married for 11 years and they are now complete enemies. She said it took her a little bit of time to actually file the divorce, but she went through a couple of months of hell where the police were involved and all this type of stuff. And she said that's where she's going to leave it. She's not going to give us too much. She's going to leave it there. So she is originally from Baltimore. She moved to Atlanta in 2003. And then in 2016, she started her restaurant, Nana's Chicken and Waffles, named after her grandmother. People are saying the waffles are banging, okay? That's what they say. So she has a cookbook. She has a line of waffles. I think she said she has 24 karat gold syrup. So she moving and shaking and doing the damn thing. So shout out to her because of that, but terrible attitude. So it's her daughter's birthday. They're having like a big like tea party for her. And she is gifting this girl 17 designer luxury bags. Now her daughter asked for a hot pink Birkin, but I feel like with all the money you spent on the 17 bags, you could have got her the Birkin. But bags are what her daughter likes, so she got her 17 of them. And she said that just because her and her husband are going through their divorce, she doesn't want her children to suffer. And she's going to do the same thing for her younger three daughters. I said, "You gonna be spending some money, girl. You got them twins." So we then see Shamia, Kelly, and Britt. They are out to grab some drinks. So I believe Britt is an insurance agent. And so because she is one, that's how she met Kelly. They were at a party of the one of the influencer who's parties. That's where the two of them met. They bonded over their boobs being out. I said, look at there. All right. So they talk about Shamia's upcoming birthday party. Shamia is like, well, y'all know Portia's coming. Portia's my best friend. We've been friends since we were kids. And Kelly is like, oh yeah, she's going through that divorce. She shouldn't have took that lady's husband. I said, okay. Now look, we all were thinking it, right? A lot of us have our own opinions about that. But Kelly, Kelly. So you can tell Shamia was like, whoa. Shamia said there was no crossover. There was no crossover whatsoever. Now, the way that it looks, Shamia, what we saw play out on screen was Fallon came on the show. I don't even think Fallon was a friend of. Fallon came on the show. Portia brought her on the show. And she met Simon at that lady's house. And then by the end of the season airing on TV for us, Portia was not only with Simon, but she was engaged. It does look away. Now, granted, we do not know the ins and outs of that relationship truly because we don't know them people. But the way that it looks like Portia made a move on that lady's husband, okay? So Shamia was like, look, Portia reached out to Simon and Fallon when she found out about the divorce. Now, I was Brit. I wouldn't be reaching out to anybody's husband. You reach out to Fallon and then you leave it at that. Again, different people are gonna have different opinions. So Shamia starts listing everybody else that's coming to the party. Kenya, Cynthia, Drew, and Britt was like, oh, I heard Drew was dating Dennis. I said, oh my God, it's so much happening. So much happening this first episode. Shamia was like, I thought they were just working together. Britt said, oh, I don't know. But I know that I went on a date with Dennis back in the day and he gave me a gold necklace, a diamond necklace. I said, oh, girl. Kelly is also saying that Dennis has been in her DMs saying that she does not look like she has had four children. She doesn't, but it's like Dennis. Dennis. So we see Portia and Shamia meeting up at a strip club. Shamia wants to cheer Portia up, because of the divorce situation. So Shamia is like, look, Simon texted me this morning congratulating me on getting the peach. I said, oh, nigga. Like, what? So Portia was like, nah, he got other things to be doing. He has more things to be worried about than who got a peach. She was like, and don't call him bro no more. He not bro. He's Simon. He ain't bro no more. He's Simon. Shamia was like, okay, cool. So Shamia said, look, I met up with Britt and Kelly, and Kelly said you shouldn't have taken that lady's husband. And Portia was like, she don't know. Portia was so taken aback. She was so taken aback. And Shamia was like, well, get to know her. Portia said, I don't need to get to know her. I know everything I need to know about this lady now. And I'm going to let her know right away that she don't need to get to know me. I said, and here it starts. So Shamia then tells Portia, I also heard that Drew and Dennis have been hanging out a lot. So Portia was like, look, I've been there for her when everybody else was kind of, piling on her. And we see Drew actually calling Portia while she was getting her makeup done for the reunion. So she called Portia from the season 15 reunion and said that she felt that everybody was ganging up on her. So now Portia feels offended. Portia is like, you sneaking around, you're crossing the line. Why are you sneaking around with Dennis? And yeah, Drew, it looks bad. It looks bad. All them producers in Atlanta and you want to work with Dennis. Drew, you're a real singer. You're a real singer. So why are you playing, I guess. We then see Britt and everybody's getting ready so we get a montage of different quick hit scenes of everybody getting ready for Shamia's party. Now we see Britt's husband tell her, don't go in there drinking too much tonight. I said, oh, you got you a little problem? You act outside yourself when you have a couple drinks? That's what that told me. We then get a little song break from Shamia letting us know she can sing. Okay. Remember, she told us quadruple threat. So she sings a very riveting rendition of Rain, Rain, Go Away because it's raining. And I think a big portion of her birthday party is going to be outside. So we see Porsha. Porsha is getting ready for the party and Cynthia FaceTimes her. That bob, that little short wig Cynthia has on ages her so much. I don't like it. In her confessionals, I don't like it. So Cynthia wants to check on Portia, see how she's doing with the split from Simon. And Cynthia is like, oh, now we can't go to Nigeria. And I was like, Nigeria, that's all you care about going over to Africa. So Cynthia then brings up, well, I need to call and check on Drew and her divorce as well. And Portia said, well, Drew has a support system, Dennis. Cynthia said, what? Well, Cynthia got so close. Cynthia was like, what? Dennis. So it's off to a really good start. I think I missed the scene. Yeah. So Portia met up with her lawyer, okay, and she's like, I'm embarrassed. 10 years later, 11 years later, I'm coming back to meet up with my lawyer to talk about a divorce. So Portia said that she has not acknowledged the emotional part, and she's not done with the emotional part of her divorce yet. She hasn't processed that. She said that Simon would not let her know what their finances were. And if she is getting a foreclosure notice sent to her house, she want to know what's going on so she can pay the bill and stay in the house. So she said that she had to protect herself and protect her assets. And by doing that, she had to enforce the prenup. Well, to enforce the prenup, you have to get a divorce. So, according to Portia, she did this to solely protect herself and her money. Okay. So she is planning to file an emergency request with the courts because remember, Simon don't want her filming in that house, their marital home together. Now, I've seen some people on Twitter say that they feel that Portia wants to film in that house that she had with Simon so she can compete with Shamia, who lives in this amazing house, right? I don't know. So Portia said that her back was up against the wall, and that's just what she had to do. So she said she even reached out to Simon a couple of days ago so that they can have some type of communication. He doesn't want to talk to her. So now she says she has to turn into the cold-hearted person that he was saying that she was. I said, okay, Portia. Okay. So let's get to the party. So before the party even starts, Shamia has Kelli come over a little early because she wants to talk to her. She said, look, I was uncomfortable with the comments that you made about Portia when we were out the other night. You don't know her. Okay. And because of that, I had to go and let Portia know. And Kelli was like, of course you did. Portia's already telling the blogs. They cut to Portia sitting on her Amazon Live. Portia's on her Amazon Live and was like, yeah, it's some lady Kale already. And I said, why you call that lady Kale, Portia? You know that lady name ain't Kale. So Kelli was like, well, look, I know what it feels like to be cheated on. And so because of that, she's very passionate about it. Now, look, we know that there are a lot of women that when infidelity is the cause of the dissolution of their marriage, that they have a tendency to, I don't want to say attack, but they feel more strongly when they hear about cases of infidelity like that. So basically, Kelli is projecting her personal hurt onto Portia's situation without it really involving her. So Shamia said, look, I don't want to be in the middle of y'all mess, okay? Both of y'all are my friends. So basically, if you got questions or whatever for her, take it to the source. Kelli said, I will. I said, Kelli, you and these eyebrows. So we then get a scene of Shamia, a confessional of production asking Shamia, what your husband do? How y'all afford all this? What y'all got going on? Porsche, Shamia said that her husband, I guess, makes, installs, and manages the HVACs that you see at airports. That's how he's made his money. I said, okay, let's get to the party. So it starts off with us meeting Angela, who is married to Charles Oakley, who is an ex-NBA player. She likes to say that he is very forward, straight shooter, and we see him tell her, you need to go fix your hair because that shit bubbling up. So he's very, very straightforward, okay? We then see Cynthia comes in. Cynthia flirting with the bartender while making her rounds, introducing herself to all the ladies. Hi, Cynthia. Cynthia, we know who you are. We know who Cynthia Bailey is, but Cynthia's introducing herself. So the ladies are standing outside. Drew walks up with this French roll. I said, Drew, why you got a French roll? But Drew walks up with his French roll, and her and Cynthia are talking. And Cynthia's like, we need to catch up. What's going on? So they're talking, and you can see Brett trying to get in the business. Brett wants to know what they talking about. What y'all talking about? What business? I don't know if I like Brett either. I don't know quite yet. So Kenya shows up, and y'all know they've been erasing Kenya out. No confessionals, no solo scenes. I like Kenya. I mean, Kenya, you know, okay. But it's unfortunate. It is unfortunate. So we then see Brittany asks Drew if she or Ralph are publicly dating. And if they are publicly dating. And Drew was like, well, I mean, I'm not, I don't know, like, Drew's a liar. We know that. So we have no idea. As far as we know, they're not even really getting a divorce, and this is all for the show. So when Kenya shows up, Brett was a little stank to Kenya. Now, Kenya was, okay, so this is what happened. They walk in, Kenya walks in, she speaks to Drew, she speaks to Cynthia, gives Cynthia a hug. We see Brett say, hi, how are you? Kenya turns to Kelli, who was closer to her, and then was like, hi, I'm Kenya, what's your name? And then she turns to Brett, hi, I'm Kenya, Brett, nice to meet you. You ladies are so beautiful. But you can tell in that moment, Britt feels slighted that Kenya didn't come up and speak to her right away. So we already see the cracks getting ready to start forming with them, right? So then Britt, um, you can tell she's getting ready to get active, right? We then pan over to Porsha, and Porsha is at home dancing in the mirror, still not even ready. And I'm like, Porsha, what are you doing? This is your best friend's. Okay, whatever. So Britt then decides to go around. You're getting a divorce. You're getting a divorce. You're getting a divorce. You're getting a divorce, right? All you ladies are getting divorces. And it was like, well, that wasn't necessary to say. What was the point of even saying that? So Kenya was like, oh, you're married? And Britt was like, yeah, because remember earlier she was showing that her husband upgraded her ring from 7 carats to, I believe she said 10. And Kenya was like, because you don't have your other ring on, referring to the wedding band. Now, Britt takes offense to that and was like, oh, this is the second ring. So Kenya said, oh, the second husband? No, the second ring. So, my anniversary, we upgraded. Kenya said, oh, this is the anniversary ring for the anniversary of the first ring. And I'm like, well, Britt, you kind of started this. You kind of started it. I feel like this is going to be a chicken or the egg situation. I feel like some people are going to feel like Kenya started it. Some people are going to feel like Britt started it. I think Britt started it, to be honest, okay? So Britt felt that it was unnecessary shade. It was unnecessary for you to go and point around these ladies and say that they are all going through divorces too. That was unnecessary as well. So the party's in full swing. It's awesome. We see Shamia's husband gift her a white Rolls Royce. Now while she's outside celebrating, getting pictures and in the car and whatever, everybody, all eyes are on her. Portia's ass comes walking up. I said, Porsha. Oh my God. Porsha comes walking up and was like, hey girl, leaning all in the car and stuff. No, ma'am. So Shamia in her confessional was like, you my girl, but to the left, to the left. Like, the fuck are you doing, Porsha? Oh, Porsha. On top of you being, okay. Okay. I feel like Porsha is, well, not I feel like, we know, Porsha is somebody that wants all the attention on her, but this was lame. This was lame, Porsha. So they get inside the house, and Portia goes into the bedroom with Shamia. Shamia is getting ready to change into a new dress. So it was a white party. She had on blue. She's changing into gold now. And Portia was like, I'm sorry for being late. And Shamia was like, well, I can't do nothing about that now. Can't do nothing about that now. Because that's hurtful. Your best friend comes that late to your party to the point where people were looking for her. Portia was foul for that. So We then see Cynthia and Kenya oh, Porsha said it was because of traffic. No, it's because you was sitting at home dancing with okay. So Cynthia and Kenya are talking, right? So Cynthia tells Kenya about Kelly saying that Porsha stole Fallon's man. And Kenya was like, hide your husband, hide your wife. She was like, "It's a joke. It's a joke." No, you meant that. There's some truth in there, Kenya. So they say that Kelly is upset that Shamia told Portia what she said about her. And I was with Kenya. Why are you upset? One, you said it on tape. You said it on camera, and you're saying it to her best friend. Why do you think that she's not going to go back and say what you said? So Kenya was like, I don't get why she's so upset about that. So they laugh about how in this group, the smallest things turn into big things. Well, you ladies should know, both of you ladies have taken small things and turned them into big things. So we know how that happens. So we then see Kenya goes over to talk to the newer ladies, and Kelly tells Kenya she's offended she didn't get a hug. Kenya said, I ain't hugged nobody. Oh, I hugged Cynthia. Cynthia's like one of my best friends, though. So Kelly feels a way about that. Kelly, why you being weird? You being a whole weirdo, sis, for literally no reason. So the ladies are all sitting around. Everybody comes over, and Portia meets Kelly. And Portia was like, what's your name? And she was like, Kelly. Portia said, okay. Kelly said, well, my question was, because they were, now before Portia walks over, Kelly was telling Kenya that she wanted to know why she took that lady's husband. So when Portia comes and sits down, Kelly was like, so anyways, my question was, why she take that lady's husband? I said, oh. So that's when Portia was like, what is your name again? And she was like, Kelly. So Portia was like, Kel, okay, now why is that your first question for me? And I agree. I agree. You don't know her, Kelly. So, like, this is weird. You see what I'm saying? This is weird. So, I wrote down Kelly's tacky. She's tacky. She's doing too much. It's not giving what she thinks it's giving. It's very. So Kelly keeps telling Portia, why don't you answer the question? Answer the question. Kelly, you acting like she stole your nigga. What is happening? Do you know Simon? Do you want Simon? What is the problem here? So Brett was like, well, look, Kelly is a very sweet girl. She's just trying to kind of address the elephant in the room. So Britt is trying to tell Portia about whatever's happening, and Portia was like, that's okay, I don't care no more. You don't have to explain it. Drew can't hear. So Shamia is like, let's go somewhere quieter. So they all get in the elevator and they go up to, I guess, one of Shamia's living rooms off of her bedroom or off of her closet. But they go up to one of these rooms. So Shamia was like, speaking of birthdays, Drew, I didn't get invited to yours. And Drew was like, no. I didn't, it was a surprise. I didn't plan it. Portia said, I got invited through Dennis. I said, oh shit. So Drew was like, well, I sent my assistant everybody's phone numbers, but they didn't invite any of you. And Portia was like, but she invited Dennis. Your assistant invited Dennis though. So then Shamia is like, well, I gotta come on out with it. Are you dating Dennis? And then, Drew just sits there and looks stupid. Of course, Drew was going to say no. I don't know if we ever find out the real answer to that, but it looks away, Drew. So then we see Portia cussing her ass out next episode. I enjoyed the episode. I thought it was a really good, strong season opener. I like, as far as the new girls go, I like Angela. Britt is okay. She's okay. I do not like Kelly. But let me know what you guys thought about this episode. If you haven't already, subscribe to the channel, thumbs up the video, and I will catch you guys in the next one. Bye.